Taniela coaches concrete construction business owners, probably the most interesting niche I've ever seen. And he was able to grow his coaching business to $55,000 per month. And I actually just got a Slack message from him this morning that he closed 3 more clients today. He's absolutely crushing it. He's got an awesome following on IG, and he just launched his first paid ads campaign. If you're wondering what it would look like to grow your coaching business past $50,000 a month, watch this one-on-one interview I did with him at our collective event in Arizona. It's pretty sweet. Let's jump right in. I got to hear your story. So and we chatted about this dinner last night. I didn't know this. You started the concrete construction business specifically because you knew you wanted to coach, but you didn't know what you wanted to coach on yet. So you're like, let me go make $1 million doing construction so that then I can coach construction.
Yeah, because I always hated the coaches that were coaching coaches, but they've never built a business that
they
they're
never
trying
built
to
a
coach
business
on.
that they started coaching on to begin with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest point on starting the construction company. I pushed to hit $1 million my first year, so I can use that as my marketing tagline.
Yeah.
I built a $1 million concrete business my first year.
Yeah.
This is how. And so very shortly after I built that business, that's when I started doing the coaching.
Okay,
after
so
the first year.
Why? Because, I mean, you tried a whole bunch of different business models. Like we tried about at dinner. Why was like construction the thing? Like specifically concrete construction. Why was that the thing you think that like worked or took off? Like it was the first thing like was like a success?
It was actually because the way I started the concrete business, my last boss that I was working for in concrete, my paycheck bounced actually. So like for 2 weeks it bounced and we were out of town. And so like I was broke 4 hours away from home. I only had $300. And then that's actually why I started the business. And I was just pissed off about it. And so like I always started businesses, failed, went back to a 9-to-5, repeat for like 7 past failed businesses. So like when I started this one, the concrete one, that's when I was like, all right, I'm all in. I'm not going back. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, cool. So I don't want to chat too long about the concrete construction business because the coaching business is what we're here for, even though you still run your concrete business, right?
Yeah.
On like it's kind of on the side. I don't know if it's on the side, but it's like what's the main priority? Like what do you spend most of your time on?
Like 90% of it is the coaching business. Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Cool. Okay. So we started working together 5 weeks ago. Yeah. And then came out to Arizona, which is sick. Where were you at 5 weeks ago? Not like revenue wise, but just like, I mean, like in terms of like, where are you at the coaching business? Were you like kind of tinkering around with it? You weren't like taking it serious yet. You didn't have like a program, or where were you? I know you were coaching some people, but where were you at?
I was struggling. I was stuck. I was full-time with the coaching business, but I didn't know I didn't really have like a solid direction of how to grow it. I was kind of trial and error with a million different things.
Okay.
And then kind of watching your YouTube videos when you were explaining how your business was doing $100,000 a month, and I have a bigger audience, and so I was like, okay, I have to figure something out because Grayson's making more money than me, but I have a bigger audience. So
yeah, because just to preface for other people, so how did you build your audience, and how big is it?
I built it when I was just documenting my journey of building the concrete business. Yeah, and right now on each platform, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, there's $100,000 each. So combined like 300,000 followers.
Cool. Sweet. Okay. So it's a pretty big audience.
Yeah.
And so you're watching my videos and you're like, how the heck is this guy with like 8,000 YouTube subs and like 20,000 Instagram followers? How is he doing 100,000 a month? And you were doing maybe like signing up clients here and there, or like what were you doing revenue wise with the coaching business then?
I was doing about 30,000 a month.
Okay.
That was kind of pretty much where I was like capping out at.
Yeah.
So I was like, but
and why do you think you were capping out? Like, what was stopping you from
the nurturing for sure, by far. I was getting tons of leads coming in, but then I wasn't nurturing them, and so it wasn't until your content, which I actually bought into your program after like a week, 2 weeks, because I was like binge watching it and like really nurtured very quickly. Yeah. And then
you're like, oh wait, I need to do this.
Yeah, this is what I need to do is more than nurturing. Exactly. Yeah. And so that's why now, I was like 30,000 a month. And now we've tripled in. Yeah.
So grew quickly. Cool. 30,000 cash collected or like contracted?
That was cash collected. Okay. 30,000 cash collected.
Cool. Sweet. So then where are you at like now business wise? Not just money, but like what's your structure, your team? How do you coach your clients? What's the program structure? What do you not, you don't have to say what you charge, but like, what's the business look like right now?
Yeah. So right now, so I guess before I was doing like 50,000 a month, 60,000 a month in total sales. And then now, first month in, I've done $90,000 in sales.
Which is sick.
Yeah. And
what do you think
the
changed?
team,
What was the main thing? I know the nurture. But like, what did that result in? More book calls, more closed deals, people showing up ready to buy on the sales calls? What was the key difference?
It was a lot more. I already had tons of leads, and they were a lot more nurtured, and so it was more booked calls, but also really just sales, because I'd say a third of my deals I've closed have been just off DMs. And they're just, hey, I've been following you for a year, but once I started kind of going through your setup, how you nurture the long form content, etc., that's what really took it off. But now the team's super slim.
Yeah.
I just have a VA.
Yeah.
So no coaches, no setters, just really. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So you're like contracting around 90,000 a month right now, which is sick. And then in cash collector, you do like 40, 50, somewhere in there?
But yeah, like 55.
55? Sick, bro. I didn't even know that. I thought you were like 40 or 50, somewhere in there. Okay, so you're like 55 grand a month now. Is there anything that's changed in terms of how you deliver your coaching program? Like in terms of how much time it takes you, how you structure your program?
Yeah.
I know the length of your program changed a little bit too.
The length is longer now, so I have a higher LTV, but definitely the biggest thing was the community, because I had super high churn before because there was no community. It was just me coaching people basically one-on-one, and then so
you just have a whole bunch of one-on-one relationships, but all of your clients don't have relationships with each other, even though they're all building the same thing. So it'd be sweet. So how did you build the community? What did that look like? What changed?
The community now, it's just like a Facebook group, but now the guys further along in their business, they're teaching the newer guys. Yeah. And now I don't have to do they're giving back. They build a better relationship with each other versus me.
Yeah. What I've discovered is people join because they want the promise. They want the outcome that you're hey, I'm going to show you how to grow your concrete business. The only reason they're going to stay is because of the community.
Yeah.
Right?
Kind of like the gym. Like someone wants to go lose weight, and now that they lost weight, now they have all these friends at the gym, so they're going to keep paying the gym membership.
100%. That's a great example. Okay, cool. So what's the vision for the business? Because I mean, I don't know how long did you coach before you and I started working together? How long had you been coaching?
About a year, and it wasn't all high ticket. So I guess now it's all just high ticket. Okay. Before it was kind of low ticket.
Cool. So then I guess I'm so curious, what are you trying to build now then? You've sort of discovered oh wait, signing clients actually probably isn't the hard part. It's probably going to be sales at scale, client success at scale. Those are probably going to be the things that are hard. How do I hire people, train people? What are you trying to build now? Because it sounds like it's obviously you're still kind of optimizing for cash flow, lifestyle, lean team, high profit margins. So what are you trying to build now? What's your vision? Paint the picture of what you're building right now.
I want to build it where, so numbers wise goal is I want to get it to $250,000, and then also
a month.
$250,000 a month in sales.
A month. Yes.
A month. But I think the biggest thing now is more the client retention or the community group, which is the biggest thing that I've noticed of this group. The best part is the community now, no one wants to leave. And if I can just keep doing the amount of sales I'm doing now, but no one wants to leave, you
can build something big.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool. So obviously you have a monetary goal, but to you what's more important is how can I connect all these guys and build a community where all these guys are changing their lives too? Because one thing I thought was really cool we were talking about last night, and we don't have to get specific, but the people to be a part of your program, you're hey, you gotta you're not just here to make more money in your business. Tell me about that part.
Yeah, so it's because when I built my business, I was an alcoholic, and I was okay, if I built this business, but I had these vices, I wonder what I can accomplish if I build it without these bottlenecks or these weaknesses. Yeah. And so now pretty much everyone in my community now, we don't drink, we don't smoke, we go work out consistently, and then also run the construction company, because the tagline I preach a lot is family, fitness, finance. And then if you're not winning in all those areas, what's the point? Yeah. Because there's no point making all the money if you have these vices, if you have a terrible relationship, or if you are
100%. Okay, so what would your think about the person watching this right now. They have a skill, or they're building a skill just like you had with the concrete business, right? They know I'm an expert in this thing. right? And maybe I want to build an online business around this. I want to teach other people how to do it. What is like, I mean, because you've had pretty quick success with the coaching business. Obviously maybe it looks overnight, but you built the audience for a year documenting your journey and also knew you were going to do it, which I think is really cool. When I was building my marketing agency, same thing. I was like, I'm building this agency, but I know this is not the business I'm going to run forever. I know I'm going to teach people on this one day. So I kind of the same thing that you had, where it's like, I know this isn't like what I want to do. Like this isn't the end all be all, but I'm doing this so that I can coach.
Yeah.
What would your advice be to that person who's like, I've got the skill. What's next? Where do I go from here? Like, how do I build this thing? How do I make $90,000 a month like T? Like, what's like the first step?
I definitely say like be bulletproof in all ways. So like build a man you admire and give him back to the world. And then that's why I've been so drawn.
Say that again slower.
Build the man you admire, give him back to the world. And so that's why I've been so drawn to coaching.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so I find what healed me, and now I just help others.
Yeah.
Which those have been the best clients because they had very similar.
Okay, I want to go on this thread
issues.
for a second. I want to go on this thread because I think a lot of people, when they think of like a coaching business or a coaching offer, it's like, I'm here to grow my business, make more money. The reality is there's only so much of that we're going to focus on. And the rest of it is like, how can we change your life, right? Because ultimately, like, I think I have a video that maybe you went through like right when you signed up, and it's like, I talk about like, hey, you're not just here to like make money. You're not just here to like grow your business. Like, you're here to change your life. Like, because if you do build this business, a lot of things in your life are going to change as a byproduct. And it's like, go ahead.
And it's because money, you can have nice shit. You just can't let the shit have you. And so it's like, money's not a bad thing. People say this all the time, like money doesn't buy happiness. But the only people who say that haven't given enough away. So it's like, if you make enough money and you give it out to other people, it's going to make you pretty happy.
I like that.
And so that's really where, like, I like that. Like, I like making money for that. And then I also like working out. And then I also don't like vices. And so the people that gravitate towards that kind of message.
Yeah, you want to feel fulfilled. You don't just want to like have more money in your bank account.
Yeah.
What are like some of the key, like if you could figure out like, hey, like the moments in your journey, especially with the coaching business, thinking about that, thinking about like, how do I get my coaching business from 0 to 50 grand a month? Like T, like what are maybe like the key moments, or like, all right, this was like a breakthrough that I had. What are those moments from 0 to 50 for someone that's trying to build that business? Can you think of like belief shifting moments, or like, oh, I finally changed this and this changed everything for me? Like, what are some of those moments that been a part of your journey?
Definitely when backs up against the wall, by far. I've noticed that's when I've always made the biggest jumps, where on my last dollar running out, and of course most people want to be on the defensive. I want to spend it, and then now it kind of instills a confidence.
Yeah.
I have to come out on top, because I'll always spend more money to get around other people who are living the life I want to live, because I'm a firm believer of you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around. Yeah. And so I want to hang around 5 people who are ahead of me in business or life, etc.
So you think?
So I'd say, investing in yourself, because you can't expect someone to invest in you if you don't invest in yourself.
100%.
It doesn't make sense.
100%. That's a great line for me to use on sales calls too. I'm like, hey, dude, if you don't do this, you're never going to sign up a client. No, I'm just kidding. But okay, so what would you say is like, what's the next thing someone should do if they have a skill? They're an expert. Maybe it's not concrete construction, but they're an expert in something. Yeah. Real estate, e-commerce, construction, how to do better on the ACT, something. They're an expert in something. What's like the next step for them? Like, what's the next thing they should do? Get around people that are like-minded in building.
And I definitely feel like teach and coach, because there's no point if you have all this knowledge and you don't share it with others. That's selfish.
Yeah, you're almost doing a disservice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I definitely think that's why I strongly agree with coaching. It's like you build your success and then teach others, because we all started at that one point. I always hated those types of people. And like when I was trying to start my concrete business, guys who were 10, 20 years ahead of me, they wouldn't share their knowledge. And I just thought, like, damn, did you not forget you were once in my shoes? Like, and I hated that. So that's why I always want to.
That's awesome. Like keeping the info for myself. The reality is they don't know they could be running $100,000 a month coaching business, teaching other people. There's enough to go around.
Yeah.
They're not going to get all the concrete.
jobs. Okay, sweet. What's one more like key breakthrough? I mean, there's a lot of stages from 0 to 50 grand a month.
Yeah.
You got to like figure out your offer. What the heck am I selling? How do I price it? How do I coach my clients? How do I structure the program? How do I build the program? How do I set appointments? There's a lot of stages in building a coaching business. What is like the two, let's just say like 3 stages that you could break out building your coaching business into, like 0 to whatever is just trying to figure shit out. 1 to 2 is this, 2 to 3 is this. Do you have like stages that you feel like you went through? Maybe it doesn't have to be 3, but like, do you have key stages that like someone who's watching, like, all right, what is my journey going to look like? That's kind of probably what they're wondering. Does that make sense?
I'm not sure exactly where. I think for, I guess, at least 0 to 100,000 is more volume, because that's how, like for the concrete business, the amount of volume I was doing, I was making 4 videos a day, short form content, and then also spending $100, $200 a day on ads. And I feel like that was the same for now.
You built the concrete business with like video marketing?
Like all Facebook and Instagram, yeah.
Oh, sick. I didn't even know that. I thought
it was mostly ads, and then it kind of changed over to the organic content. And so now when I switched it over to coaching, I just did the same exact thing, but now instead of selling driveways,
Yeah, that's sick. What's been like the best moment for you coaching? Like maybe changing a client's life?
Oh yeah.
Like what's the best part about running and doing what you do? Like if you could tell somebody else like, oh my gosh, this is like why I do this. Like what is that?
When I'm signing on, the best clients I've had are actually guys who had similar, like they were either alcoholics or they did have vices of like they were smoking too much, whatever. Also like they lost 40 pounds and also the business. So like the best clients I've had, and I love working with those types.
Yeah.
They went through the same thing I went through.
Yeah.
And it's not just making the money, building the business. It was all these other aspects.
Yeah.
So like, literally changing their life.
Yeah. And now you get the opportunity to like say, hey dude, I've literally been
exactly
in your exact situation and there is a way out. Which is sick.
Yeah, those have been the best changing moments when they say that. It's like not just the money, but all these other areas.
Yeah. Cause like running a coaching business is one thing, but that's why I love coaching. Coaching is like not the one, but there's not a lot of careers where impact and income both increase at the same time. Like the bigger your impact is, the more money you make, which is like, that's why I love coaching. It's like, I don't think there's any career more tied to making a big impact on people's lives. Like you look around the collective and just think about like, what other business models are there out there that have such a significant change on the way that other people live life? I think coaching is like probably the most, besides like the career of being a parent, maybe. Like that's probably that's something I love about coaching. So it sounds like you would do the same thing for your clients.
Yeah, I love it, and you're always getting better as well. So it's like you can always help others get better.
100%. Well, dude, thanks for coming on the YouTube channel, bro.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited to put it out. We got to get a clean dap. Ooh, that was clean.